Hi guys, we finally get our first proper look at the gameplay. We get to see exploration, combat mechanics, world interaction, brand new tactical system and quite few details that I think it's worth talking about. So let's break everything down together and see what these new mechanics could actually mean for Sea of Swords. We are actually controlling our own character and exploring the world ourselves. Now, we still don't know exactly how the world is structured. It could be one large connected world or several handcrafted minimaps. Personally, I'm completely happy with either approach. Exploration isn't just walking around. If you look closely, there are actually quite a few things happening. We can already spot treasure chest, environmental puzzle, bridges that need to be activated, and NPC that unlock side stories and hidden events. Those little details are exactly what make exploration rewarding, instead of simply moving from one objective to another. There is another feature that wasn't immediately obvious from the trailer itself, but it was confirmed in official IGN preview. As you progress through the story, you gradually expand your own territory from a small encampment into a fully equipped military stronghold. Longtime Langrisser mobile players might remember somehow similar progression feature that was added later. Although Sea of Swords already looks like it's taking that idea much further. I'm really curious to see how deep this system goes. But for now, we have to wait until the developers reveal more. Now, let's move on to what excited me the most, the combat. One thing I'm really happy to see is that classic Langrisser strategy is still there. We can already spot familiar classes like infantry, cavalry, lancers, flying units or even dragons. But the battlefield itself now feels much more dynamic. One moment that immediately caught my attention was seeing character freeze the water, allowing friendly units to cross without losing movement. So instead of adapting to the battlefield, you are actually changing the battlefield itself. Later we also see destructible bridges. Again, this isn't just visual. It completely changes how you approach the battle. Instead of only asking, how do we defeat this enemy? We might also be asking, can we block the enemy's path? Can we force them to take another route? Yo, those are exactly the kinds of mechanics I love seeing in tactical RPGs. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. At first glance, it may simply look like we are bringing two heroes into battle. That's exactly what I thought the first time I watched the trailer. But after reading the official gameplay details, it's actually much deeper than that. The developers are introducing a brand new dual generals and dual soldier system. Instead of deploying just one general, every squad can now include two generals. You choose one as your commander and the other as your lieutenant. Now, this isn't just a cosmetic feature. Throughout the battle, you can actually be able to switch between your commander and lieutenant. When you do, your squad doesn't just change who is leading. It also changes the skills available to that unit, allowing it to take on completely different tactical role during the battle. Personally, I think this is one of the biggest evolution of classic Langrisser formula. Instead of asking, who is my strongest general, we'll probably start asking, which two generals work best together? And honestly, I think that's much more interesting question. There is another really important detail that I almost missed the first time I watched the trailer. It isn't just two generals fighting together. the soldier types from both generals can actually be mixed into the same squad. Now, imagine the possibilities. Instead of building around a single general and their troop type, you'll be able to combine different soldiers to create new tactical combination and cover each other's weaknesses. We still don't know exactly how deep this system goes, but it already sounds like a team building would be much more flexible than in previous Langrisser games. Then we get one of the favorite moments in the trailer. We see Elvin and Sherry performing what looks like an incredible combined attack. Certain pairs of generals can activate unique cooperative skills when they are deployed together. Now, this is really exciting. What we still don't know is exactly how many different combinations exist. Will only a handful of pairs have unique skills, or will there be dozens of different synergies for players to discover? Personally, I hope it's the second option. I can already imagine players spending hours experimenting with different general combinations to discover the strongest or simply the most fun the team composition. And as someone who enjoys strategy games, that's probably the feature I'm looking forward to the most. The presentation during the battles also look fantastic. Before every engagement, we get beautiful skill animation. What I really like is that it still has that classic Langrisser feeling. They didn't throw away that classic hand-painted art style just to chase realistic graphics. And of course, we have to talk about that giant dragon. It's probably part of the main story, but I couldn't help wondering, what if one day we get giant raid bosses like this that multiplayer players can challenge together? Now, before anyone misunderstands, that's purely my own wish. Nothing like that has been confirmed. The trailer also gives us a much better look at how the story will be presented. Dialogue scenes look much more cinematic than before, and we are introduced to several new characters throughout the trailer. Calling longtime Langrisser fans recognize familiar faces like Elvin, Sherry, Leon, Chris, and Dehart. It also looks like several different kingdoms and leaders will be playing important roles throughout the story. Overall, I think this trailer answered the biggest question many people had after the first reveal: what actually makes the Sea of Swords different? For me, it's exploration, territory system, the interactive world, environmental mechanics, dual generals. That's the most I'm excited, and most importantly, it feels like the developers are trying to evolve the classic Langrisser formula instead of replacing it. By the way, pre-registration is already open if you are interested. Hopefully this breakdown helped you spot a few details that were easy to miss. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.